Good morning. Today we're going to work with numbers in scientific notation. You're going to have two parts to this lesson today. You have to complete both with at least a 70% average in order to receive credit. So you have to complete both assignments to get credit. You'll get 100 if you do both, and you have to get at least 70. Let me know if you need to reset your score. You can always email me. So these numbers are written in scientific notation. The numbers in blue, I'm going to start explaining first. This one is written in scientific notation because there is a factor here that is between 1 and 10. The number here can be 1, but it has to be less than 10. So first thing you want to look here, you can only have one digit in the ones place. This is always a power of 10. If the power is negative, the number is going to become smaller. It's a number between 0 and 1. Okay, the number could be negative, but the negative sign would be in front of here. This does not tell you the number it's negative. It's just telling you that you're going to make the number smaller. Okay, this number is also written in scientific notation. You might see this using a calculator. You can have a small letter E here or a capital E. What this is doing, it's replacing the times 10 with the letter E. So what this would look like if it was written with the 10, it would just be 5.6 times 10 to the 12th. Okay, so these are written in scientific notation. The E replaces the times 10. Third one, we have a positive exponent. So I know I'm going to make the number larger. I'm going to move the decimal to the right 6 times, meaning I'm going to add 6 zeros. Okay, we'll go over that in a second. This number is not written in scientific notation. The reason it's not written in scientific notation is because there is more than one digit before the decimal point. Okay? We're not going to change them into scientific notation today. We're just going to review reading and writing. So if you see anything here that has more than one number in front of the decimal, you're just going to say not scientific notation. Okay, let's get into writing the numbers in scientific notation. So the E, remember, replaces times 10. Okay, so either one of these is the same. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2.1 and I'm simply going to move the decimal 10 times to the left. Okay, these are the same problem. So actually I need to write it over here so I have more room to move. Let me erase that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take this decimal. You're going to need a notebook for this or a piece of paper. You're going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So think about how many zeros I'm going to add in front. I have the 1 placed here and then 10 more. So I'm obviously going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. Some of you might be able to do this without writing it down. So you're looking here, you're moving backwards because there's a negative 10 times. You're going to count this as 1 time in the movement and you're going to add 9 zeros in front. Okay, make sure you take the decimal out. That's very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that decimal. It's gone. Okay, now this would be a number that's going to get larger. Why? Because it has a positive exponent. I can write it like that, or I could write it like this if I wanted to. E5. Okay, either way is fine. And again, I'm going to take this decimal. I'm going to move it 5 times. So obviously, I'm going to move it twice here. I'm going to have to add 3 zeros. If you don't understand that, you can always write it down. So I'm going to start with the decimal here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 3 zeros. Okay, make sure you take the decimal point out and you have scientific notation. Now, you will have in part 2, you will also have to write numbers in scientific notation. So let's take a value. And we're going to write this number in scientific notation. Okay, so I just take the number. Remember, there's an invisible decimal at the end of every number. I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to the left to move it over here. Okay, so I'm going to put 7.35. You drop all the zeros off. Times 10. Now, remember, even though I moved to the left, this number is a large number. So I'm going to make a positive exponent here. So how many times did I move the decimal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 to the 5th power. You can put this back into your calculator and check the answer. So if you put 7.35 times 10 to the 5th, you will get this as an answer, and that's how you can check if you're correct. Okay, let's try one that's a decimal. Okay, I'm going to write this number in scientific notation. I know that the exponent is going to be negative. I can always start out by writing my times 10 and a negative sign. When you start out with a decimal, you are going to, let me erase this, get this out of the way for you. Okay, so back to the problem. Okay, so we know that this one's going to be negative because it's a decimal when we start. And all I do is take my decimal, move it 1, 2, 3. Nope, one more time. I can only have one digit in front. I'm going to write 4.1. How many times did I move the decimal? 1, 2, 3, 4 times to the left. Do not put the number of zeros. It's not the number of zeros, it's the movement, okay? And there you go. It's pretty simple. I put about maybe 8 problems on each section, so you should be okay with that. I'm also going to add 2 videos from YouTube if you need to watch those for further instruction. And don't forget, you always have the book, okay? The book has plenty of notes in it and review, and you should have this still in your notebook from when we did it. But if you have any questions, just email me. Remember to review the additional videos if necessary, and have a great spring break. I'll see you back here on April 20th. And we'll start out with the new material. Also tomorrow, actually it's today. Today at 11 o'clock, which is Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, I'm recording this the day before. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we're gonna have our Google Meet. It's Miss McGurk's last day. So she is going out on maternity. And so we're gonna say goodbye to her tomorrow at 11 o'clock at the Google Meet. Hope to see you there. Bye.